2021 was a strong year for video games. With trailers being revealed left and right for new upcoming releases, it sure has kept gamers busy during the pandemic, especially towards those who have a backlog of titles they either haven't finished yet or just now catching up, like I'm anyone to talk. Throughout the year, I got the chance to play 5 games that came out in their respective release dates and got to complete them all before the year ended. What is up, guys? UZXCrimsonAvenger here, and as you already read the title of this video, here are my top 5 favorite video games of 2021. Number 5, No More Heroes 3. The third and final number entry in the series, No More Heroes 3 is an action-adventure hack-and-slash game that surely caught me by surprise with its reveal trailer back in 2019's Nintendo Direct, especially where Chaz makes the entrance with the famous Akira slide. It was scheduled for a 2020 release date, but unfortunately was pushed back to 2021 due to the pandemic. That gave me enough time to play the previous games excluding Travis Strikes Back. Fast forward to the game's release, I couldn't wait to start playing it. Once I did, I left the game with my jaw dropped with WTF moments and mixed feelings for what the game was overall.
Oh snap! Snap, crackle, and pippity poppity poopity pow!
Like, don't get it twisted, No More Heroes is known for its crazy cast of characters, wacky atmosphere, and side missions. I won't get too deep into the side missions from No More Heroes since that's another can of worms altogether.
Whew, that's steep, man.
I'm fully aware of the job missions you'll have to do before progressing through the story, and that it was done that way on purpose. Still, it doesn't excuse the fact that aspect of the game can be a hit or miss for some people. I really enjoyed the gameplay as it borrows mechanics from its past number of entries while introducing new mechanics. The Death Glove gives more variety to the combat as it gives you more options to try out enemies and bosses. It's fun to hear Charles call out the names of the moves as he performs them.
Anti-gravity death force! Screw crusher death kick! Spin death throw! Death melt shower!
Some of the music in this game doesn't click with me that much, especially when I'm too absorbed into the action to even enjoy them. The only time I do get to enjoy is when I'm not in the action. I don't often feel that way since that doesn't happen when I play games. Well, then again, I guess it depends on the game I play. This reminds me of another game that I have in mind. Number 4, Persona 5 Strikers. Definitely one of the games I was hyped about during that year since the success of Persona 5 Royal that came out a year prior. Presented with a Dynasty Warriors style gameplay, Strikers is a Persona game first as it still retains mechanics from its games before. I say this because unlike most games like Dynasty Warriors, you don't feel overpowered when hacking down and shooting enemies, and I appreciate that as it gives me more options to try out when taking out shadows. All the Phantom Thieves return in this game and you're able to play as all of them via Baton Pass, in which I can say was a smart idea. Another smart idea was allowing the player to continue an encounter even when Joker is down, only then you'll realize that the fact that game over will only happen if all your party members are down. Man, talk about a big step up. I really like that. That's like one of the best things in Persona 5 that has ever happened. Cause like every time you'll play as Joker, or sometimes every time you'll die, it pretty much just kills your progression, especially when you go up against a very strong shadow. So I'm glad that Strikers actually let you continue on even when Joker is down. While on that note, you can actually play as one of the other Phantom Thieves while Joker is still in the party. That's one thing about it you still have to do. Like when you go on a mission, especially in the new jail, as the game will call it now, you will have to always carry Joker with you, since obviously he's the leader of the group. So even though you have Joker still the leader, you can still switch between the characters as you progress through the story. Actually, it's not even just like through story progression. You can just do that on the fly, like I said, via Baton Pass. Sophie and Zenkichi are wonderful additions to the cast. They definitely left a good impression. I hope they return in future titles, because like literally you have a whole character that's basically an AI. Talk about a step up from Aegis, who's just an entire robot. I mean, yeah, robots are programmed with AI, but this is a whole different entity altogether. Like I said, Aegis from Persona 3, she's a whole robot. Same goes for Labrys, but with Sophie, she's a literal artificial intelligence. She's a digital life form. Almost you could say a net navi to an extent, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And Zenkichi, yes, he's a cop. And in the story, yes, the families are a bit suspicious towards him. Because the last time they did had a cop that's like they were conversing with, and it almost got them killed. So I don't blame them for being on guard. But like once you progress to the story and learn more about Zenkichi, oh man, tell you, he's a great character. I know like everybody, you guys will love him. The soundtrack still has its charm, with returning music having remixes such as Last Surprise or Rivers in the Desert. But my number one track for this game of all time has to go to Counter-Strike. This track is so fire. It's literal flames indeed. Like, go on, give it a listen.
So we gotta put him down one last time.
Come on, Phantom Thieves! Let's end this! A hero must stand his ground. You must not let evil overcome you.
He may be our enemy, but you've got to admire his determination.
Mech or not, we're really taking it up a notch. Watch your backs, guys.
Number 3, Scarlet Nexus. What do you get if you take Silver the Hedgehog's gameplay and powers and give it to the Akira twins from Astral Chain? You get one of the best gameplay mechanics done right. I honestly was a bit concerned on how the gameplay was going to turn out. I didn't really look up too many videos on the game as a whole. I just been going around on the internet just seeing people posting screenshots and just, you know, just briefly talk about it. Like, I didn't really think that this game would be really fun to play. It just, you have characters that are able to use not only just psychic powers, but they also use elemental powers as well to just, like, you know, give more playability and just mix things up. Yuito and Kasane, they are an odd duo, though you can pretty much play this game through their perspective of the story. Kind of like I played games like this before, but I can't think of it in my mind at the moment. I want to say Tales of Xillia is what gave me that thought. Speaking of Tales of, when you interact with the characters in the game, they'll have like I wouldn't call it a cutscene, that have like something that's similar to the skits in the game, but it's just like, it kind of threw me off a little bit, because like I just thought it just one of those 2D cutouts of a character and then just a box of dialogue text like how you see in most visual novel-esque games. But I'm surprised that it actually works in this scenario, especially like if you play the game long enough, you can kind of tell like why the skins look like the way it were. It's pretty much we, the viewer, well, I want to say we're projecting this from our brains, I guess, if you want to go down that route. But it really it's just astounding how like this is like a different take on how things are done. Even though they still do play cutscenes, I don't mind this preferred way of just telling the story. And the music is phenomenal. Like, I've never thought I would just enjoy the music of this game like that. Even during the moments when I'm in battle and out of battle, there'll be times where I just like take a moment of my time and just like stop the characters from moving and just like enjoy the song that's playing before me. Like, it's really beautiful, especially like if I go around to the snow level, like I forgot what it was called, but like I don't even want to rush through it. I'm just enjoying the song that's playing. Like, you might be hearing it right now as I'm talking, but like I will take the time to just stop and enjoy the scenery. Despite this world, it's a bit I don't want to say post-apocalyptic. It kind of feels that way, but it's not. But you just sit there and just like embrace the scenery around you, and then like in the snow level, there's like an aurora borealis there. And I'm like, yeah, I know the Skinner meme comes up in mind. I'm just like, yeah, I love it. The plot twists there are plot twists there. There are just epic moments in the game that like you can pretty much just enjoy it. For a Bandai game that isn't an anime property, like I really enjoyed this game. It's just, though I did have some issues regarding the story on like how the characters are written, but those are just minor nitpicks I have that I will like probably talk about in another video. But other than that, like Scarlet Nexus, I say give it a go, because like this was a really fun experience, and I'm glad I managed to pick this game up when I had the chance. And yeah, I totally didn't get this game because of Erica Mendez. Number 2, Super Robot Wars 30. Gridman! Oh shit. Super Robot Wars 30, or SRW 30, is a strategy RPG that I never think I would get my hands on. Really, it's a game that it's a game genre that I never thought I'd ever play. Well, then again, I've kept my eyes on these type of games for a while now. Well, the SRW specifically, as like I know, like the strategy RPG's been around longer than that. It's ever since, like, I mean, the first type of game I've seen was like Fire Emblem, but then like when this game comes around, like it just like it knows what this game knows what I like. I like mechs. I like super robots. Like, you could thank the Transformers for that. And with Super Robot Wars 30, like, it pretty much was the trigger to actually getting me into this series and into this game genre as well. Like, it's really cool the fact that you can see your favorite characters and all coming together in this one game. Well, in terms of the mecha genre anyway. Like, you got recognizable characters like, well, for those who know, like Gridman, like Code Geass, you have your Magic Knight Rayers, your Gun-X Swords, etc. There are so much characters, like so many franchises in this one game. Well, not all of them can make it, because like you have those that made it in previous games, say like Gurren Lagann, for example. But like you with the characters, and it's so freaking amazing, and the mechs are so cool. Like I said, this game knows what I like. It just screams the type of game for me. And the fact that this game allows you to customize like the game's background music is so fun to do, because like I can just pretty much add any anime or video game music that can fit into any kind of situation scenario that can go along with the mecha in this pilot. Like, for example, with Final Gauger, I placed Dark Gaia, or should I say Perfect Dark Gaia? I think, yeah, Super Sonic vs. Perfect Dark Gaia. Like, go ahead and give it a listen, because this is like the most epic shit I've ever heard in my life. Yes, and I gotta mention that the animation in this game is so freaking gorgeous. Like it just works with almost everything in this game. All the characters, all the mechs, everything. Look, I just can't stop fanboying over this stuff, man. Like, I wish G Gundam was in 30. I mean, I know it was in other games, but I wish it was here and just like replace Victory Gundam. That would have made my day. But overall, despite that, none of my favorites made it in. Well, excluding Gridman, of course. Like, I am very happy and satisfied with what I got. This was the best strategy RPG I've ever touched, that I've ever played. Now, would that say the same, like, wherever, like, playing the other strategy RPGs, like, say, Fire Emblem? Probably not, but I am currently playing Project Cross Zone 2, which is pretty much like SRW, but except with the super robots, you have every video game character that ever existed. Well, almost every video game character that existed that comprises of companies such as Bandai Namco, Capcom, Nintendo, and Sega. Well, regardless, was 2 anyway. They added Nintendo characters, which is the Fire Emblem cast. But that's all I have to say to that one. Man, this is just, I love this game so much. Number 1,
Tales of Arise. This is a game that made people think that this was going to be a Monster Hunter game, just by the screenshots it released during the time of its development. Tales of Arise, I want to say, is one of the best Tales of games I've ever played. And you have an interesting cast of characters. It's relatable to an extent. Then the music is just, oh, it's just so gorgeous, man. Like, I can't even fathom like how good the music is, like depending on where the area you should go, and some of the boss fights. The story of the game, I could say, it's kind of a hit or miss to some, but it doesn't bother me too much. It's really something that I could just vibe with. The gameplay is something to say, like, it's weird compared to the other Tales of games. So it's like, now you can actually, well, I want to say actually, like, change your buttons. I'm pretty sure in other Tales of games you can do that, but in this game it's like, you, instead of a block button, you have a dodge button. And then when you dodge, like, if you dodge at the right time, you get perfect dodge. It's so easy to do, and it's like, it's kind of broken if you really think about it. The arts of the game, the mystic arts, oh, the mystic arts is a step up compared to the previous Tales of games. Still cinematic to the boot. That's never changed. And I know I'm pretty much brushing some of this stuff off, but dude, the skits, wow, the skits are just. Talk about different change of directions. Like in previous Tales of games, you will have the skits to be like just 2D renders of characters, just, you know, looking at the camera screen, just, you know, having silly conversations that either pertains to the plot or just something that's outside the plot. In Arise, though, it's a 3D rendition, and it's just, wow. Most people found it turned them off, but like I found it pretty interesting that they even took this route. Hell, Scarlet Nexus is the one that I felt like it was the odd one, well, the way how they're doing their character interactions. But Tales of Arise tried something different, and it worked. And oh my, it just, I don't know what else I could say. It's just that Tales of Arise is just like one of the best Tales of games that I played. And I know I'm pretty much repeating myself, but this video is always getting a bit long as it is, and there's so much I want to say about Tales of Arise without pretty much spoiling everything. Like, that could be a whole separate video as it is. But did you guys enjoy the list of my top 5 games I played in 2021? Have you guys played any of these games? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like. And this is UZXCrimsonAvenger, and don't lose your way. Peace.